Guys, today's video is brought to you by Fiverr. Fiverr is an online marketplace that connects freelancers of every industry to buyers. Whether you need a graphic designer to make a company logo, or you just need a video editing service that's going to be quick and reliable, Fiverr is full of the best freelancers in the world to help you get exactly what you need. And for my viewers only, follow the link in the description below and get 10% off today. What's going on, man?
Not much, just training, living life, getting some sun.
Yeah. Is it pretty nice out there?
Yeah, it's gorgeous right now. Finally, it's been cold and rainy for feels like forever.
Yeah. What's the climate like normally out there?
It's super cold in the winters, and then summers are nice. It's similar to where I'm from in Jersey, like pretty usual seasons. The winters just feel like they last forever.
Gotcha. Dude, I'm digging the attire, man. You look like a gangster right now. You got the toothpick and the glasses. It looks good. It's a good look.
Yeah, you caught me on my chill day.
You doing arms or something earlier? You got to impress the ladies.
I was actually doing legs, but I always throw like a little arms in there, you know.
Oh, you have to, man. You can't. Yeah. I saw one of your posts one time. It was like, grades are important, but big biceps are importanter.
yeah, that's like one of my favorite quotes. I love that quote.
Whose is that?
I don't know. I found it. I saw it like on a piece of paper, like posted on like a wall, like somewhere random, and the person wasn't quoted. So I'm just gonna take it for my own. That's
Anthony Cassar's quote, man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I claimed it.
That's super funny, bro. Oh shoot, what was that? Oh yeah, I remember. So when I called you, first of all, thank you for doing this, man. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I feel like you're a very influential guy. So when I started the podcast, I was like, dude, that's one of the first guys I want on the show.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah,
that guy's the man. Yeah, no, I look up to you a lot, even though you're. How old are you? 23?
Yeah, 23.
So, but no, when I called you and I went to voicemail. I said, hey, you've reached the champ. Call me back later. Did that say that last year? Or is that new?
That has said that for about 4 years now.
Bro, I love it, man. That's just your mindset all the time is I'm the champ.
Yeah, that's my mindset, my lifestyle, everything, my identity. So, yeah, it's been like that for a long time.
Just the champ, man.
Yep.
What, oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. So last year, you. Well, how are you on time, by the way? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling.
So last year, with all that, like, how did that shake up? Like, did you feel like changing your response on the your voicemail? Whatever. My bad.
Yeah.
Was it like, I mean, because you beat the number one guy in the nation, you had, good dual meet record, and you did a lot of good things, and then you didn't get the spot. How did that all shake up? What was the decision making there? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, so the year was at 97. Yeah, it was rough. I mean, I trained obviously super hard going into the season, and I started cutting weight like the previous February, like leading up to the following year, because I knew that I was getting bigger, and I had to like really be strict if I wanted to keep 97. So I was super strict all summer, keep my weight low and stuff, and then going into the season, I was feeling good. I had a decent season, dual meets and stuff, and then I had that big win against Ohio State, and I felt like I was going to be the man, and I was ready to go for nationals. But at the end of the day, I didn't do enough to do that, and so it was heartbreaking, and it definitely didn't feel good considering all that I put into it, and I felt like I had the ability to be the national champ at 197. But didn't last long. I just accepted the fact that I didn't achieve my goal, but I still had another year to do it. And I knew going into the season that I was going to go up to heavyweight the following year, just because I couldn't do it no more, and I wanted to go up to heavyweight. So that following week, I started getting bigger and I keep doing everything I was doing, all the discipline and everything, and on to the next goal, which was the exact same, and was able to get it done this year.
So what did you weigh after they made the decision?
So the first day of Big Tens, I remember waking up at like 2:13,
Oh wow.
and I was feeling good. And then yeah, after that, I put on probably about 25, 25 to 30 more pounds this summer.
What do you weigh right now? Like 240?
Yeah, a little less than that, like 235 to 37, or somewhere around that range.
What was the most you weighed all year?
The most I weighed was was at the end of the summer. I was like 242.
Oh, okay.
And then over the course of the season, I lost weight, and the last day of nationals, I weighed in at like 229. So
yeah.
Now
wow.
we're putting it back on now.
That's funny because like the announcers, they don't know what they're always like, he looks like he weighs about 250 right now. I'm like,
yeah. It's deceiving.
But that's super cool, man. So like, was there like any animosity towards the staff or anything? I mean, obviously, you still got to go back to them after this interview, but I'm sure that. I mean,
we talked it out and everything. I mean, everyone was telling me that I should have animosity towards them, and everyone was like, you were supposed to be the guy, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not one of those guys that's gonna look outside of myself.
Yeah.
I have my opinion, and they have their opinion. But at the end of the day, like, they're gonna be the ones to make the call. So if
Christian's phone disconnected.
To be the man, then that's on me. So once I settled down and just became quiet with myself, quiet with God, I was just able to just take extreme ownership of the situation and realize that, hey, if I did enough to be the man, I would have been the man. I would have won nationals. So I took that as a reason to be why I would be a national champ, as opposed to like be the reason why I was not a national champ. So I learned a lot from that year, and took it into the equation for making me achieve my goal this year.
Gotcha. Have you read the book Extreme Ownership?
Yeah.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Love that book. Yeah.
Dude, Jocko's the man. You ever seen his Instagram? It's just his watch, 4:30 in the morning. Bro, I feel like his profile picture should just be like a middle finger to everyone.
Yeah. And his freaking videos on Mondays kill me.
Dude, he's the man. So,
yeah, I love it.
Was there, I'm sure, was there like a period of time though, like where you were, did you know right when they made a decision, like was it in your head, I'm going to be a national champ at heavyweight? Or was there sure there was like doubts. There's always doubts.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, it was more just kind of like confused, as like I felt like I did everything down to a T to be the national champ that year. So definitely a little doubt, like, okay, if I did everything to be a national champ this year, like, what's going to be?
One second. I can't hear you. Repeat that.
Sorry. So yeah, there was definitely always a little bit of doubt, just feeling that I did everything I could to be a national champ, but then it didn't work out. But I think God blessed me with a lot of faith in myself and a lot of faith in Him, that if I just continue to trust the process and do everything that I was doing and trust the people around me, that I was going to get the job done. So that's eventually what happened, and it was a quick turnaround.
Gotcha. Now, what? How long have you been a Christian?
All my life. My dad was an Orthodox priest growing up.
Okay.
So it was always a big part of our family. And then when I went up to college, I kind of made the decision to continue to develop that relationship with God by myself.
Gotcha. So now that's I look at all your teammates and stuff, and that seems to be a common theme. Guys giving it up. Is that just the culture in Penn State, or is that the culture just in the wrestling room? Like, everybody just kind of feeds off each other?
Yeah, I think it starts from the top. Our coaches are all faith-based guys, and I think the kind of guys that they recruit just happen to be good people, and they look for that, and guys that love the sport and are just a good character. And so they kind of recruit those kind of kids, and that builds the atmosphere here where, we all have similar beliefs and faith, and just want the best for each other. So I think it starts from the top. They created that atmosphere, so it's like it's really healthy, and really motivating to have people around you that all believe in God at the same time.
Gotcha. What's your relationship with Neville's like? I'm sure there was some probably you guys probably didn't want to room together or anything that year.
Yeah, I mean it's similar to Shaq and I. Like, you know, it's tough when it's going on, but you know, we knew that this was part of Penn State when we committed here. You know, we're gonna have guys that don't start that could be All-Americans or national champs at other schools. So it's never fun when it's happening. But I think we do a really good job going along with that environment and culture that we have here at Penn State. With dealing with it, and you know, now that it's over and every time it's completed, we just want the best guy to be out there for the team, and then after, you know, we're boys again. So no hard feelings or anything like that.
Gotcha. Now you went through a similar situation in high school, right? Didn't make it to state until I mean, Jersey's a tough state, but there's probably not a lot of guys that win that didn't qualify the year before unless they're freshmen.
Yeah, I think I was the fourth in history to do it.
Really?
Yeah. So I wasn't really serious about wrestling until after my sophomore year of high school. I grew up doing it, but you know, we started the program in my town with some local coaches and stuff. So we didn't really have that history of high level wrestling and everything. So it was all on my own. My dad just wasn't that hands on, like obsessed dad. Just kind of said, if you want to train, you want to be good, like, it's up to you. So after my sophomore season, I kind of realized that I wanted to be good at it and be great at it. And so I started training in the offseason, doing all the things right. And that's what kind of led to me being behind, but then eventually catching up and making those big jumps my senior year.
Gotcha. Now, did you face any – now, you had 2 years of injury, right, in college?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, what I don't know. What did you do? Was it your knee?
It's my shoulder. So I made the junior world team. I was competing in the junior worlds in Brazil, and in the quarterfinals, I was up 6-0, and then I got taken down. This kid from India ripped my shoulder out of its socket, so it tore like my labrum and everything in it. So that was like my first major injury. I got surgery through the Olympic Committee, repaired the labrum, and then 4 or 5 months later, I was competed in the following year's junior world team trials. And same type of thing. I was wrestling in the quarterfinals, up 6-0, shot in, and my shoulder just popped right out. So they did a serious surgery back in my hometown of Princeton, New Jersey, and repaired everything. It was like a 4-hour surgery. So I had to take a long time off after that. And then finally, like 2 years following that surgery date, I was competing.
Gotcha. So it's Saturday, May 8th, or not May 18th. May 18th, and World Team Trials are going on. Why is Anthony Cassar not competing at the World Team Trials right now?
So I'm just focusing on this summer to get bigger. I feel like I want to be a little bigger for the international guys and just for heavyweight in general. So I'm just taking the summer to continue to improve, get better, train hard, and get bigger, and then I'm going to make my Olympic run next year and get after it freestyle-wise.
Gotcha. Now, you don't have any sponsorships or anything right now, do you?
No. I still have 2 years of eligibility left, so can't take anything yet.
Gotcha. Are you going to take them? You going to come back?
I'm thinking about coming back for this next one. 2 is...
It's a lot.
Is a lot. I don't want to be freaking 26 years old still in college, but yeah, I'm thinking about
everybody's coming up to you like, "Hey, man, did you do like a Mormon mission or something?" Nope. Nope.
Yeah. I'm like, nope, just been here. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing one more. So we'll see.
Okay. Oh shoot. Oh, I had something I wanted to talk. Oh, so funny story. So if you see Jason Nolf, please tell him congrats. Good luck for me. But also patch this up because I was at the Open, and I was like, I see him walk. This is so awkward, dude. I'm an awkward guy in most situations, but he's walking by, and I like had one of my flyers, and I was like, "Hey, Jason!" And no idea who I am, like. And I'm like, "Here's a flyer. Like your teammate Anthony's gonna be on my show. Like, love to have you. Bye." He was just like, "Okay, man, thanks."
Like, all right, dude.
I would like the whole time I was like, Christian, you're an idiot. Like, like, this is ridiculous. Like, why are you here? But so if you if you see him,
I got you.
If you see him, please tell him, like, yes, I was on his show. He's a little awkward, but it's not as bad.
I got you.
Well, that was funny. Are those guys pretty cool, though? I mean, is it pretty cool being in the room with, I mean, is it just like, is there any jealousy that goes on? Like, man, this guy did this. Like, I want to do this. Like, kind of like that brotherly, like your little brother or your big brother does something and you just want to one-up them?
Yeah, it's more like a healthy, like, competitive spirit. But, like, at the end of the day, like, you'll see us when someone's, like, one of us is competing. Like, we're just so into it. We want the best for them. But there's definitely a little bit of that, like, healthy competitive drive. And that's why we're making these jumps, because we just want to, like, continue to improve and help each other improve. So it's it's a good brother situation we got going on.
Gotcha. So you've been, I mean, there's a common theme, like, with your wrestling and with everything. Like, you seem to be the type of guy that takes the road less traveled. You know, you weren't high school. You weren't the guy. Didn't seem like you were the guy that would be winning a state title in New Jersey, but you did it. And then your senior year here, you know, back up, injured, all that, and then you say, I'm going to beat out a 2-time All-American at the weight class up, be one of the smaller guys in the weight class, and win a national title. Like, how do you, you know, if there's kids watching, you know, there's people you want to inspire, like, how do you do that? Like, how do you bridge that gap? And what is your mindset like going into that? Is it just, like, I just want to be the best at the hardest thing? Or, like, what does that look like?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just something that, you know, Coach Caleb preaches a lot, is just being super clear on what you want. And I've always been very clear on what I wanted. And when you're super clear on that goal, and your life reflects it, nothing can really stop you. No adversity or setbacks or anything. Obviously, it's tough. It's hard and grueling, and some days you don't want to do it and you have doubts. But yeah, for me, just being super clear on what I wanted and having complete faith in myself and not really paying attention to what anyone else was saying, and just getting after it every day, trusting the process, because eventually I knew that my work and commitment and discipline would pay off for the long-term goal. So yeah, I would definitely say to anyone watching is just be clear on what you want and do whatever it takes to get there. And other than that, it doesn't really matter what anyone else says or what you've been through. It's just, you know, sticking to that plan and making it happen.
So when did you know, like, was there a point in your season this last year, like, where every single doubt was taken away and you were like, I'm going to be a national champ? Like, or was it right after you got your hand raised when you beat, you know, when you won?
Yeah, I don't really feel too much doubt. I continually visualize and believe that I'm going to be a champion in whatever I do and achieve my goals of and like this past year being national champ. So I never really let those doubts creep in. If something pops up, I'll go right back to my goal and say I'm the champ and focus on that. So I really never even acknowledge those doubts. So it's hard for me to even say that I had them. But you go into every match, you know, expecting to win and not really thinking about losing. So yeah, after I won nationals, it was like expected, but at the same time, then you start thinking like, wow, you know, that wasn't 100%. It's hard to explain. Like I just expect to win, so I never really acknowledged those doubts. And then after nationals, I was like, yeah, that was supposed to happen, and it feels great, and then it's on to the next. So yeah, I mean, for those doubts and everything popping up, I would just say just go back to being focused on what you want, and those thoughts are not going to help you; they're only going to hinder you.
Gotcha. But like along with that, was there like a like what was the biggest moment where you solidified to yourself? Was there a moment before winning nationals where you solidified to yourself like, yeah, I'm the champ. Like my voicemail's right.
Yeah, I think there was multiple moments. You know, obviously winning the spot was huge.
Yeah, it's really big.
That first match out at Rec Hall at heavyweight was huge. That Big Ten Finals match was huge. So it's all just like building up. You know, I come into the season, I'm the champ, and then each of those moments just kind of solidifies that and makes it more concrete. and just makes it more real.
Gotcha. You ever talk to Gable? Has that conversation ever happened?
No, we've never had a conversation. We'll say what's up here and there.
Yeah.
A couple encounters like that, but no, we've never sat down and had a cup of coffee or anything.
Never gone on a date with Gable Stevenson? Are you kidding me, bro? What do you think of that guy? I mean, he's an aggressive dude, but he's also the youngest guy in the whole. I mean, he's probably the youngest guy in the whole tournament. Like, I think for him, like, he has to be the most aggressive guy. Like, some people are like, oh, he's too mean. Like, he wrestled my teammate Desi, and kind of got a little physical, like, a little over physical, I think, like, towards the end. But I think with being an 18-year-old, like, he's still. I mean, he probably feels like it, but he doesn't have like when he's 22, he's gonna have like different strength,
Yeah.
So I feel like with that, like, he just has to get in a different mindset, of like, these guys are men. I'm still, I just got out of high school. Like, I got to be at a different level mentally. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think that is probably pretty accurate?
Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, I don't know him personally, but yeah, that would make sense to me. And yeah, he's just a stud, young kid, and just throwing around freaking 22 and 23-year-old heavyweights. So yeah, I got nothing but respect for him. I love competing against him, and I think that his style's interesting and fun to watch, entertaining. So he's gonna be good for the sport overall.
Yeah. Do you think you broke him a little bit, the Big Tens? I mean, you were like, come on, get back over here. That was my brother called me. He was like, bro, Cassar took Gable down. He's a gangster, man. Like, he told me to get back in the ring.
Yeah, my goal going into every match is to break the guy. I want to see his soul leave his body and consume it. So that's the goal every match. And once I do that, I just feel complete. So those matches are always fun.
And you felt that a little bit.
You
can say it, bro. Nobody's watching. He's never gonna see this.
Yeah. I felt it.
That's awesome, man. That was your toughest match at Nationals, right? Was him that second time?
Yeah, for sure.
And he's just bull rushing you, making it tough. Did you feel like did you feel like overwhelmed at any point? Like, oh shoot, like this guy's coming at me hard.
Yeah, he came out super hot, but I knew that if I just kept good position and kept fighting, that none of these heavyweights can keep up with my conditioning. So you got to keep that pace all 7 minutes.
Gotcha. And then Derek in the finals, you got that you avenged that loss. Was that pretty? Would you, if you could go back, would you take that loss back, or do you kind of like how it played out, like that adversity, like this is the one guy that beat him?
Yeah, I take it back because I still would have learned a lot from the match.
You don't like losing.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I wouldn't change it right now because that taught me so much, and then going into the finals, there was definitely a little more motivation there, and it was a good turning point, like halfway through season, to kind of see where I was at and make some adjustments, and that carried over into the following postseason.
Got the major, man. Is there any feeling that you've ever felt like winning a national title? Like, what's that like when everything like that you've said you're gonna do, you've worked for, it just all comes to fruition and culminates in one moment? Is that a pretty good feeling?
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling. It was like the first time in a long time that I just felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders and I could like take a breath, and that's why I kind of just fell to my knees and was thanking God because up until that point, and especially the previous 2 years leading up to it, was just like every single day, every single second was just thinking about getting there and how I haven't got there yet and just grinding. So to finally get it was just like so much relief and like just gratitude.
Yeah. So like, with guys, I mean, the theme on your team is, 3-time national champs. Do you think with what you had to go through, it makes it a little bit sweeter than what those guys experience,
Yeah. I don't know if it makes it sweeter.
Not taking anything away from those guys. Those guys are great. But when you just go through the ringer and you're not the starter, you're hurt, you don't win, you win one state title, like, I'm sure it probably makes it a little bit sweeter when you
Yeah.
when you get that.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely sweeter for me, just because, there's always doubters and haters, and knowing what I've been through and the dark times when I was just like training in the dark with myself, and no one was watching. It's sweeter for me personally, just knowing what I've been through and the stuff that other people don't know. So in that way, yeah, it was definitely sweeter for me.
Gotcha. Now, you're gonna wrestle through next year and then make the transition to MMA. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're gonna fight heavyweight, or are you gonna go 205?
Heavyweight, yeah. I'm never cutting the rest of my life.
How tall are you? Like 6'2"?
6'3".
Oh, okay. Oh, so we're
Yeah.
built basically the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm just a little prettier.
Listen, man, you have more Instagram followers. That doesn't mean you're prettier. It just means people don't know me yet.
You didn't like that one.
No, we don't get a lot of sun out here in Oregon, okay? It's cloudy right now. Let me get my...
I don't even know where Oregon is, bro.
Before I came out here, I couldn't have pointed Oregon out on a map. I was like, Oregon? Is that where they...
What made you go there?
Honestly, it was just God's plan. Like, I went to a junior college for 2 years and didn't accomplish my goal, and some things fell through. I verbal to Iowa, then they like discommunicated me. Super weird. And then Oregon State answered the call, and I just prayed about it. I'd never been to Oregon before, and I was like, all right, I'll walk on there, and haven't looked back since. And get out here, and my goals were, to come here, do what I do here, be on the top of the podium in wrestling, and then transition to MMA as well. So, and
nice.
I was really big, or I'm still really big, but Chael Sonnen, do you know who that is? You know who Chael is, don't you?
Yeah.
So
you had him on your show, right?
Yeah, he was my first guest. So I moved out here. I had no idea he was from Portland or anything, but he was my favorite fighter, and like was watching his videos, like taking some of his mannerisms and stuff. And then my buddy is like, hey, Chael's like my old coach. And I was like, what, really? So I met Chael a few months later and was like, hey, man, do you have any like big practice partners? Like, I'd love to come out. Like, I train MMA. He's like, no, come out. And so when I go up to Portland in the summer, train with Chael, like been to his house a few times. Like, so he's like my friend, my partner, and like a mentor too. So just
that's awesome, bro.
So it's it was God's plan for sure, and then got plugged in with ministry and in the church right away, and now they're asking me to go on staff, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna kick people in the head for a living, but maybe I'm not opposed to it.
Seems a little safer.
Yeah. Kicking people in the head is safer.
Yeah.
Hey, it might be. You go to a foreign country, you never know.
That's true these days.
But so
awesome.
I'm sure with MMA you got the same goals, right? Just go in, be a world champ.
Yep, that's the plan.
Do you have any other aspirations or anything? I mean, like, if not saying if that doesn't work out, but like after that ends, I'm sure.
I've always been super involved in the church. I was like always my dad's right hand man growing up. So something involved in the church. Probably open my own gym, and just kind of stay around the same stuff I'm doing, but just become a little more involved with helping and providing, as opposed to being the guy everyone's serving.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's super cool, man. I feel like we've got a lot in common besides the national title.
Yeah, we got a lot in common.
But that's super cool, man. Well, man, I'm gonna let you go. But is there anything, if there's anybody watching, that you would like them to know about Anthony Cassar? Any inspiration or unquoted quotes or untitled quotes?
I mean, I got quotes on quotes, but I think the biggest thing is just I'm just trying to be my best self every day and grow in mind, body, and spirit. And I just think that as humans, that's all we can do every day is just try to become better in those three areas and be the best we can be and give back in some way. So, yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Gotcha, for sure, man. Oh, one more question. What's the sleeve thing about? I've seen multiple interviews with you with one sleeve rolled up. Is your left arm bigger than your right, and you just want all the girls to see it, or what?
So I have a few signatures that people seem to noticed that, I just naturally do. But I got to do something different here and there for people to remember me. Toothpick, the left arm's always rolled up, chin, bob. There's just a few things, so that you don't forget about me.
Bro, I don't think we'll forget about you, man. But hey, Anthony, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming on. I'll text you when everything's up, and God bless you, my man.
Yeah, you too, man. I appreciate it. It was fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, brother. Have a good one.
All right, bro. Peace.